Welcome to Module MU002 of Oricon's Upskill Modular Training Program devoted to Revit and BIM. This module is titled Schedule and Document Using Shared Parameters and is brought to you on behalf of Oricon by A2K Technologies. We will be using the purchased material supplied by Oricon and A2K Technologies. Classroom notes and handouts are available for note-taking through the Exemplar portal. Throughout the training today, we will be covering the following topics: shared parameters, assigning shared parameters, scheduling equipment, copy schedules to another project. Introduction. This module will follow through the process of utilizing shared parameters to schedule and document all mechanical equipment in the model. To follow this lecture, start Revit and open up the file titled Master MEP Mechanical MU002. The views referred to in this module can be found in the project browser under Be Working and Mechanical. Go to the floor plan view titled Level 1 HVAC Plan. Open up the Visibility Graphics dialog box by typing VV and ensure here that the relevant mechanical categories are switched on. Click OK. Before we get into scheduling, let's take a brief look at shared parameters, what they are and how they work. Shared parameters. Shared parameters are created outside the project environment in a text file. These are then loaded into the project and assigned to specific categories as required. Each shared parameter has a unique GUID number associated with it for identification purposes. The beauty of using shared parameters is that they can be used from one project to another, so you can be certain that all information within them will load, report, and schedule consistently across all your projects. It is also possible to use shared parameters between consultants on a project, for example, between an architect and an engineer, for more accurate coordination. Note, it's considered best practice for organizations to create and maintain one master shared parameter file that is added to as required. This practice will ensure that there is no duplication of any shared parameters throughout the company. It is recommended that even across multiple geographical office locations, that the one shared parameter file is used to guarantee consistency. Let's take a look at how we can create some shared parameters. Go to the Manage tab and select Shared Parameters from the Settings panel. In the Edit Shared Parameters dialog box, click the Create button and give the shared parameter file a name. MU002 Sample Shared Parameter File. Click Save. Now we can start to populate the file with shared parameters. First, we need to create a group for the parameters to be organized under. Click the New button under Groups. Create a group called Common and click OK. Now click the New button under Parameters and in the Parameter Properties dialog box, create 4 new shared parameters with the following values. First one will be SP underscore supplier. Discipline will be common. The type will be text. And click OK. Click New again. The second one will be SP underscore operational weight. Discipline will be structural. Type will be mass. And click OK. Click New again. The third one will be SP_manufacturer code. Discipline will be common. The type will be text. And click OK. And the last one will be SP_material. The discipline will be common and the type will be material. And click OK. Note, ensure that each parameter name is prefixed with SP. This will make it easier to identify them later in this exercise. Also, pay attention to the discipline and type of parameters settings. It's important to assign these correctly or the parameter may not function as required. Click OK. These shared parameters have now been created and can be assigned into this project. Assigning shared parameters. On the Manage tab of the ribbon, click Project Parameters from the Settings panel. Click Add, and in the Parameter Properties dialog box, check Shared Parameter and click Select. In the Shared Parameters dialog, select the first created parameter, SP manufacturer code, and click OK. Now set the following for this parameter and assign it to the mechanical equipment category. Group this parameter under Identity Data, set it as a type parameter, and assign it to mechanical equipment. Click OK. We're going to repeat these steps now to add the remaining 3 shared parameters that we created in the previous exercise. Click Add, check Shared Parameter, and choose Select. Pick the material parameter and click OK. Group this parameter under Materials and Finishes, the type, and assign it to mechanical equipment. Click OK. Add again, shared parameter, select, operational weight, click OK. Assign this under the group Other, set it as a type, and assign it to mechanical equipment and click OK. And lastly, add one more time, shared parameter, select, the last parameter here, supplier, click OK. Group this parameter under Identity Data, set it as a type, and assign it to mechanical equipment and click OK. Click OK one more to return to the project. Scheduling equipment. We will now create a schedule to see how we can access these newly created shared parameters. From the View tab, select Schedules, and from the pull-down list, Schedule Quantities. In the New Schedule dialog box, select Mechanical Equipment from the Categories list and leave the name as default Mechanical Equipment Schedule. Click OK. In the Schedule Properties dialog, choose the following fields from the Available Fields list on the left and add them to the Schedules field list on the right. count, family, type, manufacturer code, material, operational weight, and lastly, supplier. And click OK. Notice that these are the 4 shared parameters we created earlier. They are available here because we assigned them to the mechanical equipment category. You should now have a schedule created displaying these shared parameters along with the others. You can adjust the columns to suit the heading text by widening them like so. Now we can alter this schedule slightly to make it a bit more readable. From the Properties window, click the Edit button next to Sorting and Grouping. Set to sort first by family and next by type. Then uncheck Itemize every instance and click OK. We can now amend the values right here in the schedule to start populating those shared parameters. I can click right in this cell and I can add numbers here, and these will update the parameters to suit the components in the model. I can change the material here to say aluminium, for example. Click OK. This message that appears is just telling us that this is a type parameter and it will be changing for all types within this model. So click OK. I can also change the weight parameter, give it a value, click OK, and we can see that it is given the unit of kilograms. I can also put in a supplier in the text field of the supplier parameter. In the next section, we will see how we can copy schedules across multiple projects. Copying schedules to another project. As the final step in this exercise, we will see how we can easily copy schedules from one project to another whilst retaining the shared parameter assignments. In the project browser, under Schedule Quantities, right-click on the mechanical equipment schedule and select Copy to Clipboard. On the Quick Access toolbar, click Open, and from the Open dialog box, open the file titled Project A. Click Open. This file has some pre-modeled mechanical equipment components inside, however they do not yet have our shared parameters assigned. The shared parameters cannot be found here as yet. Click Cancel. This will happen automatically once we paste the copied schedule from the other file. From the Modify tab, select Paste and paste from clipboard. Click OK. And notice that this schedule has been copied into this project along with our shared parameters. Go back to the floor plan view and see that these shared parameters have been automatically assigned to the mechanical equipment in this project. Select a piece of mechanical equipment here and click Edit Type, and see here in the Type Properties dialog box that our shared parameters have been assigned. Click OK. Following this process will allow users to access standard schedule formats along with assigned shared parameter settings saved in one project or in a template file and immediately use them in another. This concludes our module MU002, Schedule and Document Using Shared Parameters.